Greetings, everybody, and welcome to the final division for the World Ninja League Premier Series Season 3 qualifier at Life Force Ninja in Bellingham, Washington for the Elite Division. Special thanks to Jaden Welch for being an absolute legend all weekend round, for being our course designer at this amazing gym out here in the Northwest. My name is Billy Dixon. I am joined alongside Kane Malden for the Elite Division, and we have quite the field and quite the course for these guys to be running.
That's right, we are joined by some incredible ninja talent, as always, in the Elite Division. And, well, I mean, we've seen it all this weekend. I've been here for the Amateur Division. My understanding, Billy, is that you've been here all weekend long, culminating in this final division. What's your thoughts going into the final stint of competition here?
Well, overseeing the progression of every single division of the course's difficulty and the overall results, I'm excited, I'm hyped up to see what is going to be the end result for our Elite Division. The best of the best out here for Life Force. Some of the best ninjas in the country are out here today, and we're going to be seeing them take on this Premier Series course. But as it is a Premier Series competition, let's have a look at how the rules are going to go for our athletes and what courses these guys are going to be running. So, we have taken the top 25% of all athletes from both the World Championships and their season standings, and they have automatically gotten an invitation to the Premier Series. And this also goes for a couple of athletes around the world from like Israel, Australia, France, the United Kingdom. It goes a long way for international athletes to come out here for the World Championships and the Premier Series, and they have gotten an invitation to the Premier Series who fit those credentials, and I'm excited to see how it's all going to accumulate in later seasons here. For the format, we have two courses these guys are going to be running today, the placement course and the challenge course. For placement, if you fall or run out of time, your run is over. Simple as that. Challenge course comes around, the athletes get 2 retries and 1 retry on an obstacle per obstacle, essentially. So if you take on an obstacle first time around and you fail it and you have a retry available, you can go back, try the obstacle again, and if you make it a second time, then you are able to move on with your course run. The purposes for both of these courses is as follows. The placement course is going to seed the run order for the challenge course. If you get first on placement, you're going last on challenge because you've earned the right to watch more people run and pick up tips and beta for everything that you see. And then the challenge course comes around, and then you are able to qualify for the Premier Series finals if you get into the top 4 in your division. For the females and the males, the top 4 athletes go ahead and are qualified for the Premier Series finals at Motus Ninjas this year in Lee Summit, Missouri on November 22nd and 23rd. I'm really excited to see how the finals are going to go. We've seen so many amazing athletes at Life Force this weekend go through with the Premier Series program out here, and it's been lovely to see, and we've had so many amazing athletes qualify for the finals, and we're about to see our final 8 qualify in the Elite Division.
Indeed, yeah, we have a lot of athletes. Let's see if we can pull up the run order for this placement course. As you can see there, our first runner, Nora Brown-John. We're starting up hot.
Absolutely, indeed we are. Let's have a look at our roster here. Of course, we have the one and only Nora Brown-John. She was our world champion in 2024 and the NFC champion in 2024. A lot of credentials under her belt. She's got a lot of different championships within her grasp over the years, and I'm excited to see how it goes for her. Lily Brown-John, her younger sister, age 14, is going to be taking to the courses as well, going against her sister, and hopefully they are able to qualify together for another Premier Series finals. And Nora, going back to her, is actually the Premier Series champion, reigning from 2024 here at Life Force, her home gym where the finals were held. And it's great to have her back here. Clarissa Morris is also a great shout out here, coming from Washington. You may have recognized her on the A&W TV show out here, where she has put on some amazing performances. But one athlete that I'm really excited to see out here is Gavin White. He is the head coach at Skyhook Ninja Fitness, and he has been out here coaching these athletes in the younger divisions, and he's overseen the course all weekend. And rumor has it, a little pigeon has told us, communicating here, that we have got word that Gavin is apparently going to do something special during his run. And considering the fact that Gavin holds the world record for the longest lache at 20 feet anything can happen here, Kane, with this run.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. We are currently on the floor with some incredible ninja talent just all around. We actually have more Canadians than Americans, which is kind of crazy, which, bear in mind, is as a result of this gym sitting near the Canadian-United States border. Washington State's pretty close to that nation line. So yeah, I mean, who's gonna be the one to take home a qualifying slot? Who knows? But we have a pretty hefty placement course that lays wake for our athletes. So who's gonna
If you guys,
beat the odds?
sorry to cut you off there, Kane, but if you guys have come through only for the elite division, there has been a lot of talent going on throughout the rest of the weekend here. We have a lot of athletes getting ready to go. We're going to be seeing a demo run from one of our athletes and or Jaden Welch, our course designer, in just a moment. We've got 8 daunting obstacles throughout this placement course. It's going to be a bit more speed orientated for our athletes here. And Kane, what are we supposed to expect from our athletes on a placement course like this?
So it really depends. Not all placement courses are created equal, of course, but this one leans more into the traditional values of a placement course, which is you gotta throw it all at the wall and see what sticks. The time limit is at an all-time low for this weekend. 40 seconds for our male athletes, 50 for females.
Let's have a look at what they have to go against. Wall Runner, Sonic Curve coming right after. Enter the Box is going to be next. And then we see it here. Enter the box. We got to take this trapeze, immediately go into it, exit the box right here, and a ring whiff from our tester happens to the best of us, mate. And from that ring, you have to immediately go into times ticking with this TikTok here, build up enough momentum within the time limit to go ahead over to that little lache area here, going from that little swinging lever through the crisscross lache. A lot of time can be lost here if you're not careful with your backswing management. Around the bend comes along through, then sliding into home, grabbing onto this pole, and then moving along at the skateboard down to the buzzer. All of that to be done in 50 seconds for the females, 40 seconds for the males. Kane, it's going to be immense.
Yeah, but I mean, if anyone would be up to the task, it would be this guy. Like, these guys are incredibly great. I've said that so many times, but it bears repeating that these are some of the best of the best. And from here, we're going to be going into the best of the best of the best, if you can keep up. Yeah, 11 athletes stepping up to see who is the fabled best of the best of the best. And some of these guys are gonna be beat out, but the lucky 4 that can snag a slot in each group, they're gonna be some, I don't know. They're gonna be in store for Modus, I guess, for lack of a better term. But Nora Brown John coming up first. Let's see how this will begin.
I guarantee you guys that Nora is going to put on an absolute clinic when it comes to this placement course. Speed is one of her biggest strengths. She has gotten first in so many speed leaderboards across the years in many different competitions, and I guarantee you that it's going to be an absolute blast watching Nora go ham on a course like this in her home gym. She crosses the border at least once a week to train here at Life Force, one of the most experienced ninjas in the Northwest out here for Canada. As a matter of fact, British Columbia, coming out of Burnaby, really experienced out here. And we're going to see her perform one of her greatest runs possibly out here on this placement course, and the elites are off.
Oh, no! What?
My lord!
No way! What? The reigning champion!
Mate, I just held my head in my hands for a solid 5 seconds there. Excuse me, dude? That doesn't happen on its own. Nora Brown John with a shock fail going out on obstacle 2 on the placement course. Oh my lord. That's really unfortunate there. That's wild. So she probably, if the remaining female runners get a better result than her, we're going to be seeing her going first on challenge as well. but it largely comes down to how the rest of the field goes. I think the atmosphere in the room has been shaken up by that. Not many people are expecting our reigning Premier Series champion to go out on the second obstacle. Let's see if Amelia Keating is able to carry on the success train throughout the weekend and move on through.
Oh, it almost happened again, but Amelia, this is her home gym, very comfortable in her element, skidding on down, in and out of the box. She's looking good here.
Indeed, so we can see over 30 seconds getting that correct body orientation to carry momentum into the TikTok. Gonna try and get a bit more momentum here. Can she get to the pipe? Yes, she can. Swinging across into the crisscross share.
Yes, that's her swing perfect. Doesn't want any more backswings, though. She's coughed up a lot of time on the TikTok and the ladder.
Here she goes. 10 seconds remain. Coming into the final obstacle now. Sliding into home. Has a bit of time to play around with. Got to get on that final stepping stone. Our second athlete of the division. Carrying on the trend throughout the entire weekend. And getting the buzzer on the placement course. That is how it's done, ladies and gentlemen. Amelia Keating coming through with all the stops.
Yeah, that was a beautiful run. Just no frills, no games. Carried out the task. And, well, with just over 45 seconds, that'll be a great time to set herself up. But Lily Brown John gonna be seeking vengeance on this placement course after what happened to her sister.
Absolutely. Going to be wanting to do her sister proud out here. Lily Brown John wanting to get a good result here on placement going into challenge. Here she goes.
Oh, no! What?
The curse! The curse is imminent. And you can see them kind of joking, celebrating there. What's going on?
Okay, so I think the issue is there. I think that platform's pretty thin. For most of our other divisions, you didn't need to wall run straight to that platform. And for our elites, they got to do that. That is a forced move, which is pretty awkward balance-wise, I would think, right?
I am of the shocked variety right now. The last thing I expected this weekend was both Nora and Lily Brown John going on the second obstacle of the placement course. Oh my gosh. Right then, moving straight along, Clarissa Morris going to be coming along through from Spokane Valley out of Washington.
Oh, no!
And she's down too!
What?
What is this, dude? Oh my, the precision needed on this placement course is obscene.
Oh, you know, I feel like it's a real possibility that one of the tougher moves is super early on this course, and it's throwing our athletes for a loop. What the heck is going on?
This is wow. This leaderboard, I don't want this graphic to be real, truth be told. I'm shocked. I'm speechless, and that's not good because I'm supposed to be one of the commentators. But still, we have one more elite female to go, and I'm scared, honestly. Seda Magtoto competed in the Premier Series qualifier out at Fitset Ninja in Canada around 2 weeks ago, or 3 weeks ago even to this point. And she put on an absolutely amazing performance there coming out of British Columbia. Here she goes. Can she make the hard precision foot move? Yes, she can.
Yes, Seda on the taller end by the looks of it. So using that length, big set with the lower body. Not going to get into that box on her first swing, though.
Gonna take a push off of that cage to get in now. She's exiting the box and is now gonna carry some momentum into TikTok. Has an okay amount. Might want to take a bit of time to build it up. Should probably go on this one here. Yes, she does. 20 seconds. A warm backswing there, though, Kane.
Yeah, that's not going to help. She went in too forward rather than going with the flow. But Seda can still have this. No, not another backswing. Come on, now she's got to hurry. That backswing.
It's not impossible for her to get the buzzer at this point. Grabs onto it, needs to go now. Keep the control.
Oh, no!
It's nearly there.
She
could have had
it.
Literally ran out the clock. 0.79 seconds away from the buzzer. Oh, mate.
Oh,
Close.
I thought she had that too. I think if she had stuck that stone, maybe, just maybe that would have been enough. But wow, that'll do it for our elite females there. I am miffed.
I don't know what to think, honestly. This says a lot about what this challenge course could bring for us. I'm like, bruh. Okay. We gotta take a moment for our elite females to get their head properly in the game at this point. We really need to see a comeback performance from them on the challenge course. We have 6 elite males now. We're shifting the attention over to the lads out here. We're going to have Shaden Affleck coming through as our first elite male runner on the placement course, and I'm ready to see him put on a show.
Yeah, Billy, it's time for you to pick your jaw off the floor and get into the elite males. This is going to be crazy, I can already tell, and the time limit's not going to be any easier. 40, count them, 40 seconds on the clock. So they're going to have to rush, no backswings, lest they run out of time.
What this means for them is they literally cannot take any backswings at all. They need to be forced to essentially link everything on this placement course, particularly when the TikTok comes around. They could probably take 1 backsway tops, and then you just got to send it from there, because the final line as it is possible to complete in around 6 seconds right there. But we have Shaden Affleck starting things out for the elite male division, and he is precise on his feet as he's making his way through Sonic Curve onto the wall. He's going to be entering the box now.
Yeah, and he's looking clean. No backswings, my bad. Big jump out, skipping that move there, but now he's swinging in circles. This is not where you want to be!
Oh! He tried. He really nearly had it there. It was an interesting scenario he was in all fairness. Let's take a look at this again. Made his way through the box without a problem there, but when he exited, he was a bit hung up on the ring and had to basically dive for the TikTok, and because his feet landed on it first, that led to it running away from him and he couldn't catch it. He would have probably had a lot of momentum to go there too, but still that's going to land him there. But Kane, we've got Gavin White on the start line currently, the head coach at Skyhook Ninja Fitness. A lot of his kids have come through on the podium throughout the divisions this weekend, and he's said to us that he's going to perform something special on this placement course, and I have no idea what it could be.
I'm scared, but not for Gavin. I'm scared for this course, and I'm scared for Jaden, because he's probably going to be sweating when he sees what Gavin pulls out, what bells and whistles he has in store for us.
Here he goes now. 37 seconds here. We move 35.
Whoa, wait
Hold
a
on.
minute.
What in the heck, dude? That was a crazy send. Here he goes, still moving through. You can see the dexterity in Gavin White. Look at the Look at that, the one-handed save. He's dragging himself through this course. Battered and bruised. He's just going to keep going, Kane.
Oh, my jaw's on the floor. Gavin White finishing out this insane... What?
No! The send was right there. Gavin White breaks the streak of the second person in the placement course being the first clear. Look at this again. We had to check for the cameraman to see if we'd be okay with it. But still, Gavin came through on an absolutely insane run there. Saved himself with one hand on the swinging pendulum right there. Came along through, tried to skip the pole as a whole. He had the opportunity to do it, but then his head and a little bit of his chest went over the board, and that lost him his balance.
Oh my gosh. That was... I'm at a loss for words. Well, for Jeremy and Mikhail, the good news is that they're just here for experience. As you may or may not know, Billy, both of these guys qualified at the Fit Set qualifier. So their spots will be relinquished to those lower on the leaderboard. So they're just playing for experience, maybe for a competition win.
Indeed, so they put up some incredible performances. One of my favorite challenge courses of the year has been at the Fit Set Premier Series. I absolutely loved both Jeremy and Makayo taking it on in the elite version of it. We're going to be seeing Jeremy Johnson take on the course right now. Life Force being a huge gym compared to Fit Set, but here we go. A lot of area to play around with, and he's linking stuff here.
Yeah, skipping a couple ledges on the wall where it counts. In and out of the box, big jump onto the pendulum.
Yes! There we go from Jeremy Johnson. Needs to move forward on this course with everything that he's got now. 15 seconds, pulling back on the massive swing ladder, but he falls back, couldn't get his chest far forward enough and peels down.
You know, I appreciate the hustle out of these guys. They know how to chuck themselves across the Life Force facility.
Look at this expertise right here, but then all the way down to that. It's a very difficult platform, those in particular. I think Life Force, that's one of the most underratedly difficult obstacles. I don't know if underratedly is a word, but I made it up just for this purpose because that step is a darn difficult obstacle right there. You really need to go head onto it and just stick the landing perfectly in a specific way. But we see Makayo Stammer come in through. He made the jump up to Elite and he's ready to move.
Yeah, Makayo proving that he's worthy of being an Elite Ninja. He won the Fit Set qualifier, and he may be on his way to win this one as well. Whoa!
He's got a lot of momentum carrying through each of the obstacles currently. Crisscross Lachey is not being a problem for him. Can he stick the landing unlike Jeremy? Yes, he can. 5 seconds ahead of Gavin to this point. We could get our first Elite Male buzzer, and it's been gotten. There we go. Makayo Stammer, 28.31.
Wow, 28? I thought 40 was strict. Yet, he's cleared with over 10 seconds on the clock. Didn't even hear the warning, which, that's just a sight to behold.
28 seconds that took him. That is absolutely astounding. He didn't even skip the bar like Gavin tried to do, and he still came through with an absurdly fast time. Oh my goodness me, we can see Makayo at the top of the leaderboard so far. He's in prime position to be one of the last 3 runners out here on the challenge course when we get to it, because we have Kai Diol and Avery Berda coming through next, and Kai Diol is one of the scariest ninjas. If you put him in front of a linkable course like this, very speed orientated, he's gonna be crazy.
Wow, okay, Kai on the move. Ooh, a little shaky on the wall run, but Kai, big moves throughout the early parts of this course. Only 10 seconds have passed, and he is in the green.
You can see he's trying his best to do so. He's also very lengthy. He's got a large figure, so he's able to move on through with big reach. You can see him here. Less than 20 seconds now, coming through around the bend. Skips it now! The Gavin special takes down another victim, but Kai Diol coming through our fastest non-finisher so far.
Ah, man. Call it crazy, but I don't think that jump to the skateboard is worth it. I appreciate that these athletes are trying it out, but it's a really risky move that I'm not sure has a lot of payoff, you know?
I think it's worth it for the clip. I think it's worth it for the clip alone. If you put it on your Instagram story right after this comp, then I think it can get a couple of likes, and that's something I would absolutely do in a heartbeat. But regardless, we see Kai Diol in second so far, followed by Gavin White, Jeremy, and then Shaden, with Makayo still crowning that first place position. And we have Avery Berda coming through, who's going to be wrapping up our placement course out here for the Elite Division, and he's off and running. Oh, the slippers go! Okay, very, very scary. The slip on the wall run nearly had him, but he's still alive.
Yeah, Avery moving nice, moving smooth. You know what they say, slow is smooth, smooth is fast. Big jump out to that pendulum too.
One of the most satisfying moves, that one in the placement course, and he's still moving through with a lot of dexterity and precision. He can move on through here around 11 seconds hitting that platform, and now just needs to send it for the rest of the balance line here that we can see. Avery.
Oh, no!
Oh, it looked like he was looking in 2 different directions. He was either going to go for the skip or the regular route, and I don't think he could really tell where he wanted to do there, and that ended with a fall right before the skateboard.
Oh, man. Only one finisher in the Elite Male Division, and if I'm not mistaken, there was only one finisher in the Elite Female Division as well.
Wow. What a placement course that was. I am still astounded by every single division we had right there. Makayo Stammer, as well as Amelia Keating, being our only finishers currently. We're going to have Shaden Affleck running first for the males on challenge. And we're also going to have, if we see in just a moment, for the women, it is going to be Clarissa Morris who goes first on the challenge course as a whole, followed by Nora and Lily Brown John, shockingly. Kane, I know it's a difficult thing to do, but what's like the thoughts coming out of this placement course?
That was just, there was a lot of funny business in that placement course. I'm not gonna lie. There was so much thrown at the wall, like I said earlier, and not a lot was sticking for our elite athletes. Some of them went out way earlier than I ever could have imagined. But I think they're going to have to clean it up in this challenge course. I think the good news is I think all of them are eligible because I believe a lot of these athletes qualified in the fit set qualifier, so their spots will be passed down.
Absolutely. It's going to be a very telling challenge course. I think we can see a lot of the athletes already trying to mentally create their plan for how they're going to take on this challenge course, because ultimately this is the course that matters when we come over to the Motus finals. The top 4 athletes in both of the gender divisions are going to be able to go through to the finals at Motus, and we're going to be seeing who those 8 are going to be for both the females and the males. So from Kane Malden and Billy Dixon, we're going to see you guys later. We're going to see you guys in around 5 minutes for the challenge course. Stay tuned, please.
Ocean Needs Everyone is celebrating 5 years of saving the oceans. My name's Enzo, and through Ocean Needs Everyone, I help save the ocean by doing beach cleanups, seal and mangrove plantings, making art about recycled plastic, and making films regarding the ocean's health. How can you help save the oceans at home? Well, even if you don't live near an ocean, trash can end up in there eventually, so cut down on your use of single-use plastics. If you see trash on the roads or beaches, make sure to pick it up. Use less gas-powered vehicles, fish responsibly, and help support local organizations. I started my organization when I was 12 years old because I wanted to make a difference. So remember, you're never too young to follow your dreams and make a change. Let's all save our oceans together, one piece of trash at a time.
Want to train like a pro? DGS Ninja has you covered with obstacles designed by top athletes. Kevin Carbone, Matt Bradley, Tom Alberti, and Brett Sims. Whether you're dialing in your technique at the gym or training at home, DGS Ninja equipment is built for performance, durability, and safety. Train with confidence. Train with DGS Ninja. Find obstacles, rigs, mats, and more on dgsninja.com.
Has this ever happened to you? Where's my chalk bag? Ooh, I have a solution for that. Slab chalks! You take the chalk ball, put it in the mesh pocket, zip it up, slap, and get your chalk. Slab trucks are made right here in Springdale, Arkansas at Interform, the small batch manufacturing company. We're helping our community and providing local jobs to minorities and women of diverse backgrounds. I'm Joseph Rao, Ninja Warrior, Rock Climber, and the CEO of Slap Chalks.
Ocean Needs Everyone is celebrating 5 years of saving the oceans. My name's Enzo, and through Ocean Needs Everyone, I help save the ocean by doing beach cleanups, CO and mangrove plantings, making art about recycled plastic, and making films regarding the ocean's health. How can you help save the oceans at home? Well, even if you don't live near an ocean, trash can end up in there eventually, so cut down on your use of single-use plastics. If you see trash on the roads or beaches, make sure to pick it up. Use less gas-powered vehicles, fish responsibly, and help support local organizations. I started my organization when I was 12 years old because I wanted to make a difference. So remember, you're never too young to follow your dreams and make a change. Let's all save our oceans together, one piece of trash at a time.
Want to train like a pro? DGS Ninja has you covered with obstacles designed by top athletes. Kevin Carbone, Matt Bradley, Tom Alberti, and Brett Sims. Whether you're dialing in your technique at the gym or training at home, DGS Ninja equipment is built for performance, durability, and safety. Train with confidence. Train with DGS Ninja. Find obstacles, rigs, mats, and more on dgsninja.com.
Has this ever happened to you?
Greetings everybody and welcome to the final course of the Life Force Premier Series weekend out here in Bellingham, Washington. My name is Billy Dixon, joined alongside Kane Malden here for the Elites this afternoon, and we have just seen an absolute shocker of a placement course. We had too many shocking moments to count. We had both of the Brown John sisters go down on the second obstacle and Gavin White putting on an absolute show for all of us.
Yeah, that was one of the placement courses of all time, if I could sum it up. I have no words to describe it. It was just, they were going super hyper aggressive. I don't think that is a good idea on this challenge course, but who knows? Maybe I could be in for a rude awakening.
Absolutely, dude. We have 12 obstacles to come through here on our challenge course, with quite a few differences when we get to the male side of things. But for the females who are going to be running first, it's largely the same as the divisions we've seen earlier. Still very difficult for these girls to be taking on. We're going to be getting a demo shortly. The obstacle changes are going to be in our grasp very shortly.
Absolutely. I'm a little excited to see how this plays out because the Elite Division is always the culmination of everything.
Here we see the walk the plank obstacle right into the PK or parkour flow. Moving along through, we have a lot of team traverse athletes showcasing the vibes right here. And we can see we have no use to that third bar on the demo, at least. I'm not too sure if that's going to be the case for the whole divisions out here, but we see here on Hammer Time, we have a lot of momentum to shift on through here to then grab onto that blue shelf over the airbag coming into the spin hopper.
Yeah, this is super interesting. Boot scoot into that step, the little spinny platforms or whatever. Then you have the giant barrels. Hasn't been too much trouble, but you do have a boot scoot at the end.
That boot scoot has been brutal for a lot of our athletes throughout the weekend, and so has all of them, really. And I think it's an underrated aspect of the Elite Division as well. A lot of have the adult figure.
Whoa,
now, it's
what
a
is
VL,
that?
Pause!
Is that?
It might be a VL on that little cliff area, or it might just be a reverse cliff. Regardless, there's a change there. And then on the off-the-box obstacle, we come into the Batarang version that we saw in the teen division.
Wait, you gotta hook it in a ring!
It into the ring. It's not a peg anymore.
Oh my gosh. Well, that's something.
That's something I absolutely love about Life Force. It's always extremely up to date with the newest trends in Ninja. A lot of tech. We've got canes, we've got bats, we've got VLs as well, and a lot of boot scoots too. And we move on in here to bury the hatchet, the longest obstacle arguably on this challenge course. A lot of precision needs to go into it. We can see here on our first plank, we've got the axes that need to be put into a couple of those hatchets right there. Move along and get the grab and then use the bogeys to move on through and slide down.
Yeah, you gotta hook it onto a tiny little cliff ledge. So yeah, good luck to all involved. Big dismount, and then we have the Salmon Slammer.
This is a bit of an adjustment as well, too. We see the cliffs and then the bar going downward, and then we're going to have to take the bar upward into the salmon ladder. We can see people skipping rungs all day long. Then move on in here to another skateboard, down into the new lane for the elite males out here. We're going to be starting out with a little chalk up. We have some flying bar moves. The bar cuffs is the new name for this final obstacle. Let's see what it entails. We've got starting out with a flying bar swing.
Are you
Whoa,
kidding me?
okay there. That is ridiculous. That reminds me of a jungle gym obstacle that we saw earlier last year, actually, where we got to take the bar and hook it in to 2 circles to keep it moving. It looks like they're on a pedestal, so it really requires a lot of precision.
All right. Well,
Look at that right there. Even then, that's tantalizingly close to the edge. You got to eject it out to a flying bar move. And there's more after it. A G-hook. I'm loving that. And then the T-ledge to the buzzer. That is crazy. I have not seen a G-hook in quite a bit.
Yikes. Just for the record, our elite female athletes don't do that. They do a flying bar lane that has a bar spin, so it's not much easier.
Definitely not. If you guys have been keeping up with the divisions throughout the rest of this weekend out here, you guys will know what they are up against. But we have our 5 females going first. We've got our first runner ready, Clarissa Morris, coming out of Spokane Valley in Washington. She's ready to go.
Yeah, running first, she fell victim to the obstacle 2 pileup, but the placement course does not define your Premier Series performance.
Precisely so, but we're going to be seeing how Clarissa, the bicep babe from the American Ninja TV show, is going to be able to move on through this course, hopefully to put those biceps to good use, but an all-round technical prowess to be showcased on a challenge course at Life Force like this.
Oh, we just need to, adjust something on the course. Make sure everything is all ready and set and done. And then Clarissa will begin her run. So, yeah, I wonder, can anyone beat that final obstacle?
We're going to be seeing it. I mean, looking at the elite males that we've got on our screen currently, there are a lot of different potential athletes who could do it. Gavin White and Kai Diol and Makayo, as a matter of fact, all of them are extremely techy when it comes to it. I think it largely comes down to how much energy they've got at the end of their run. Their course endurance must be trained to perfection if they want to get that buzzer. The satisfaction you must have when you're on the T-ledge getting to the buzzer must be extremely good.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, these athletes are no stranger to bar tech, which is apparent by our course designers thinking a hook into rings with a bar being something worthy of being on a challenge course of this caliber. So,
absolutely.
Yeah.
It's going to be quite the ride for all of our elites right here. They have been training for years. They have been mastering their craft throughout their careers as ninjas right here. And I am incredibly excited to see how it's all going to culminate out here for the Life Force Challenge course. Here we have the bicep babe, Clarissa Morris, coming out of Spokane Valley, Washington, hoping to set a solid foundation for the rest of the elite females on this challenge course.
Yeah, Clarissa, good start to her run. And yep, we're seeing some laches, 90 degrees, and then back to the forward-facing plane. Clarissa now gonna stop. Hammer time.
She is quite a tall elite female compared to the rest of the field, and I think that's going to be very advantageous when it comes over to hammer time out here. She can build up the momentum and have an easier time reaching out. She just needs to build it up. She nearly had it there, but her fingers weren't stretched out enough to properly get it. She got to have another try at this right here using one of the challenge course retries. If she can't make it through this obstacle a second time, her run will be over.
Yeah, now, given the circumstances of, I believe, Seda is already qualified, she needs to beat this obstacle to be locked in.
Here she goes again. Clarissa Morris going to be coming along through. Just over 4 minutes remain on her time limit. The women have 5 minutes on the challenge course out here. Clarissa hoping to make use of all of them, and she gets it the second time around. Lovely stuff.
All right, nice. Beat the third obstacle. So we'll be able to utilize that second retry. Hopefully that won't be necessary, though. Clarissa through these spinners, and the barrels lay wake.
Here she go, moving along onto the boot scoot now. I'm going to try and lock off and get a solid bit of control going into this boot scoot. They've been very prominent this season. And Clarissa is going to spin out at the end of it. She's going to have to take the final of her 2 retries out here quite early on in the course.
Yeah, this isn't an amazing spot to be in, but the run is still going, so the world is her oyster. I don't know.
We've got to come along here. Clarissa bounding through the giant barrels currently. She knows what she has to do in order to get to the platform to start the rest of the course in a perfect fashion. Building up the momentum, ready for it on a straight head approach. No! Nearly gets it, but just steps out. That's unfortunately going to be it for her challenge course run. That's going to put her with a time of 1 minute 15 to the spin hopper. She did a very good job on the rest of the course, though. Had very solid tech on building up momentum, but just couldn't get that straight of an approach on the giant barrel boot scoop.
Yeah, and again, I think that will be enough to qualify, all things considered.
Possibly. It largely comes down to how the rest of our 4 females come through. And I would be very scared for Clarissa right now because we have some amazing athletes coming up. In particular, the reigning Premier Series Elite Female Champion, Nora Brown-John, who had a shocking early exit on the placement course, but now is definitely going to be wanting to redeem herself coming into challenge.
Oh yeah, Nora, I can already tell, has the fire in her eyes. She wants to take this course down. You can see it. She's got her game face on.
Here we go. She usually comes on through with a more chilled approach that usually results in greatness for her, but she knows about her result on the placement course and really knows that she has to cook here on the challenge course, and that's exactly what she's going to do. Quickly going across 10 seconds ahead of Clarissa to this point as well. She has a lot of experience with life force as a whole, which is going to help her, including above this airbag. Still trying to get a bit of momentum on the hammer, which works out well for her. Now moving into the spin hopper.
Yeah, this is... I guess this is serious, Nora Brown-John.
Ooh.
Oh, no! Okay. Playing with fire.
She's making us skip heartbeats out here on the challenge course run. Really putting on a show for us. Here she goes, going to try and get a boot scoot. And just like that, she's qualified for the finals. A given for Nora at this point going into any finalist bracket. And now she's going to be coming through for the final half of this course, only utilizing 1 minute of her time so far.
Wow, Nora. I mean, this is kind of a bog standard thing we've come to expect out of her, right? But still, it blows us away just the same.
Precisely so. She's going to be chalking up around this point now. Her grip is going to have to be fully at its best if she wants to get the tech right here as well. She's going to have to try and get the correct spin around. I'd almost go into it sort of with a lock-off style and then immediately go out to have a bit more height. But Nora's going to have to make the tech move and a boot scoop following it. She's got it.
Wow, okay. Nora, big cat jump over and into the floating board.
Now she's going to be coming along here, trying to get a grab onto the cane, which she does very well. A very techie person is Nora. A lot of essentials in her ninja career come from tech precisely here at Life Force, but one of the longest obstacles on the course right now is going to be Bury the Hatchet. This has been taking out people all weekend. Has also been the best time waster, if anything. A lot of time goes into clearing this obstacle. Now she's going to try and get her elbows in play. The pump might be starting to set in for Nora.
Well, she's also wiping down the shoes. That's another important part. Because you see that ledge is a little angled So you really got to dig in with the toe part of your shoe.
Here she goes now, 2.5 minutes as she takes hold of the hatchets right now. She's going to have to make the 180, maybe turn in midair, which is what she's kind of going to do here. Nice save. Only had one of them hooked in on the right side, but now she's going to utilize both of them in the top area into the life force heavens up above the rest of the course. Going to take the hatchets into their hooks and keep it going down onto the slider. And Nora Brown-John's going to come into the turnaround point of the obstacle with 2 minutes left. And she has 2 obstacles left, both retries still in tow.
Yeah, Nora, the burnout queen, I would say. I mean, she nearly beat the 2024 Stage 3 en route to being a world champion, taking the trophy home. But Nora, looking for something more, wants to go back-to-back on the Premier Series finals. But first, she's got to take this obstacle down, the Salmon Slammer.
We've had Bat Tech, Cane Tech, and now a bit of Bar Tech out here on the Salmon Slammer. Going to take a lot of height to get onto that cliff and quickly grab onto the back cliff. That first cliff is going to tilt back if you're not quick enough. Oh, that is actually really, really good right there. Taking a bit of time to get a bit of a grasp into the actual salmon ladder and then ejecting it out to make the skateboard come back to her fully. But now she's going to take the turnaround point with 1 minute left. This is a good place to be in.
Yeah, I'm not sure you can do much better than this. 55 seconds left. Nora just about gets into the final box. And I'll tell you what, if she can get out of this perfectly, this will be a blockbuster run.
Precisely so. Nora needs expert bar tech on the bar cuffs right now. 35 seconds as she comes to the outside face of the cube right here. I personally have never seen her do anything bar spin-esque, so we're going to see her attempt it firsthand right here, going to go up onto that green bar and now attempt it. Here we go. She needs expert precision to try and get the bar into its place.
No!
Nearly had it, just couldn't get enough height.
Yeah, she had the spin, but not quite enough forward momentum, and that's just as important as the spin.
Here she goes again. I'm not too sure if just under 17 seconds is going to be enough for a clear, but she's going to try her best to move on through with the time she has left. She knows that she's got to just fully send it at this point. Here she goes.
Okay, trying to pull something out here. Nora, a miracle!
The link
will
was
not
attempted!
come!
And unfortunately, that's going to put Nora Brown-John on the board on the final obstacle. That was absolute brilliance right there. Textbook all the way to the end.
Yeah, it was a perfect, faultless run. There was a little slip up on there, but Nora was able to clean it up. There are no more balance obstacles after that point. Really ends the log, but whatever. It was just perfect tech as well, which is to be expected out of a World Ninja League champion.
Precisely so. Had a bunch of technical moves out there. Amazing little smart areas of time save as well. Like, especially on the final obstacle. She tried to link it. She knew she had to go for it. But the bar spin, just too brutal for her. And that's going to put her on the board. Qualifying for the Motus Finals. And one person who's also looking for that qualifying spot is her sister, Lily Brown-John, who's on the start line.
Yeah, let's see. Can she avenge Nora? Beat that final obstacle?
Here she goes now. Gonna take a bit of time to get ready properly. Maybe chalk up before a bit of parkour action on the bars. We can see Lily Brown-John. She's just seen her sister put on a clinic and she's hoping to match that caliber throughout the family. Here she goes.
All right, Lily. Yeah, can she be the one? I feel like this elite course is doable, which is crazy to say because it feels so hard, yet so doable as well.
One person definitely wanting to do it justice is Lily Brown-John on the course currently. Going to be utilizing all the bars out here. They are very fast. The Brown-John sisters with a lot of fast bar tech just popping through on each of their laches. But now here she goes. She is a bit on the smaller and lighter side, so she might have to put in a bit more power on the hammer time, but it shouldn't be too much of a problem for her.
Yeah, I mean, that might actually help being lighter because the hammer won't kick back on you. But Lily, there you go. The boot scoot. This is another place where being shorter helps.
Very much so. You have a lot more control going into these obstacles if you're able to manage your weight and the way that you move as well. Having a bit less surface area in your body as a whole helps out brilliantly on big ring moves like this one on giant barrels. Easy stuff. Loving it so far from Lily Brown John.
Yeah, Lily, this is really solid. If you just watch that run, you wouldn't even be able to tell that log spins.
Here we go. Lily gonna take a massive lache over to the cliffs up top there. And not even utilize the back cliffs and start linking stuff, conserving that momentum straight into the cage. And now she's on to one of the first techier moves of the course in Off the Box.
All right, taking a quick swig of water, but Lily, let's see here, is a little bit behind Nora's pace, but still, I mean, definitely within contention.
You can see her mapping out the moves that she's about to take on right now. Probably setting up a lot of speed to horizontally get off. Yes, easy. Now then, 3 minutes left to go for her. Has to take this bat out of its cradle and put it into the circle. Can she get it? Oh, no!
Ah, unfortunate
Almost
there.
had it there. So Lily, what she has to do now is she almost had it. She put the bat into the ring, but couldn't get her legs up in time and scraped the bottom and causing her now to take it on a second time. The pump might be starting to set in, having to hang on this disc for a long time and being up in the air for quite a while can add up.
All right, let's see, Lily. I think this is.
No!
Oh no!
The whiff of the tech is going to bring her down. Sadly, Lily Brown John down and out on the Off the Box obstacle. Still qualified her for Motus, but man, what could have been? She was really close on both those tries.
Yeah, I think with that final try, I think what it came down to was it wasn't even a move she was thinking about. She was thinking about the swing, but not the hook. And when you are overlooking a move, that can happen.
Indeed, it can. You really need to be careful on every single move that your body is going to be making because the slightest offset can really throw the whole thing off. Let's see if Seda Magtoto, our penultimate athlete in the Elite Female Division, can come on through. Last year, she was the Amateur Premier Series champion, and now she's rightfully made the move up to the Elites. Let's see how she can do.
Yeah, Seda, I believe, was in the Fit Set qualifier, and I believe that punched her ticket to Modus. So I think this run is for pride, but also maybe she can go 2 for 2.
Precisely so. I think it is very much possible, but she really has to lock in on her tech throughout the vast majority of these obstacles right here. She also got second place in the pro version of the Canadian Ninja League this year, and she's going to be putting it to practice in these Premier Series competitions. We saw her at Fitset, obviously. Now coming into Life Force, she's going to take the jump to the shelf. Very well done.
All right, nicely done, Seda. Doing kind of a drift around, and those spinners not going to do her much harm either.
Trying to be very nimble across every step that she takes, trying to save bits of time when possible. I think it's a very smart tactic, especially in the Elite Division where most people are going to be doing that anyway out of habit. So we're going to be seeing her take on this boot scoot now with a head-on approach, getting ready. Low! Just a bit short on the dismount.
I think that start angle was a smidgen off. You could see, I don't know, was going in a bit forward as well, which cut her swing. You kind of need the maximum amount to get onto that platform. Oh, almost fell back.
Here she goes on her second attempt on the giant barrels now. She's going to try her best to come on through. Gain a bit of momentum before the boot scoot is not the worst idea, honestly. Trying to conserve it a bit. Now she's trying to regain it. There's a massive backswing pulling along through. She should have it now, which she does.
Well done there for Seda. And the log will not yield any retries.
Here we move now. Still has a retry available if she were to use it on the second half of the course now, which she's on. Coming into high flying, trying to get a jumping start out there to have some momentum going already. Up to the cliffs. Easy stuff right there. Now onto the second bar. Gonna take a backswing to link over to the direction change and still move along through into the cage with not a problem.
With that, onto the 7th obstacle, but a sizable distance between Lily and Seda, so she's gonna have to beat this if she wants to bump into second.
Here she moves now, trying to get an okay orientation, trying to rotate on a course like this. It's particularly an obstacle where you can't touch the edge of the box as well, the corner that's kind of blocked off with that log out of bounds, so you really need to be careful to avoid that. But Seda's done precisely that, and now has 2 minutes and a quarter left to go on her clock. Gets the tech move, and just like that, Seda's in second.
Wow, that was impressive. She was like crouching on the edge of that box, like, I don't know, like a cat or something.
2 minutes now as she cements that board into the edge of the pipe now and moves straight along into the cane. Try not to waste any time. She knows what's at stake here. She's guaranteed podium at least, with one more runner left after her. But she wants more than a podium. She wants first.
I will say, though, it's going to be tough to get a buzzer. There's a lot of really long obstacles. Well, there's only 3 obstacles, but they take forever to do.
Gonna take some chalk, apply it to her, getting ready to go. 1:25. She eyes up, bury the hatchet, a very long obstacle to take things in. The pump starting to settle in. You can see her punching her forearms, trying to get it a bit more loose to properly get the blood flow pumping. But now 1:10. Gonna be moving along through now to try and reel herself in by the hatchets, which she does. Now going to go for the jump.
Such an awkward mount onto that board. This isn't much easier, though. You gotta hook it in, too. Then it's not enough!
But just misses the precision right there. 53 seconds left. That is not a nice place to be failing at. That's a lot of time gone. And if she wants to clear this obstacle in quite a fast amount of time, she really needs to get her head in the game and try her best on every single one of these moves.
Oh, man, that's brutal. I think she can still get the point for this, but any more than that may be a little unreasonable. This obstacle's not forgiving. Oh, and it almost happens
gets
again.
it in by only the right side there. Had both of them almost just around.
Oh, what?
The grip at the top! And Seda is down. That is an unfortunate way to go out so close to the end of that obstacle. But still, absolutely brilliant stuff. High fives all around.
Yeah, not a bad run. All things considered. Got into second. The worst she will place is third. So we'll be taking home a medal when the competition is finished. So she'll have that to look forward to. Look at that. She was just sitting on the edge of the block like, I don't know, like a gargoyle.
Lovely stuff all around from Seda Magtoto. Has definitely proved her worth to be in the Premier Series and the Elite Division as a whole, making the jump up compared to last year. I'm very excited to see what she can do for finals, qualifying basically twice now. So we're going to be seeing if our final athlete, Amelia Keating, a Life Force regular, is able to put on a show and hopefully get our first buzzer of the Elite Division on Challenge.
Oh, yeah. Again, the only finisher of the placement course, Amelia. This is her home gym, so she should be familiar with the kind of elements that Jaden is putting up. I don't know. It's always like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get out of these guys.
I guarantee you guys that we're going to get some of the best moves possible from Amelia Keating right now. It's on show pretty well here, with 4 minutes and a half coming into hammer time. She's doing pretty well so far. Also a bit taller at the age of 14 as well. She has quite a bit to look forward to on this obstacle. You can see her kind of kicking back in the air to try and gain a bit more momentum, and it seems to be working. Very tall to just kind of fall into the shelf, and it works.
Almost skipped over the big fluffy mat there, the pit pillow. Amelia had to really get the legs up though on that boot scoot. That's where it plays as a disadvantage.
Here she goes, trying to wrap herself around to get to grasps with this boot scoot here that she's going to be taking on. Pulling back only once to save time and pulls on through. No retries yet.
Yeah, Amelia, not bad at all. But with that said, she's only halfway done with this course.
Trying her best now to move on through. Lovely stuff. Now she just needs to build up momentum like the bicycle kick there, trying to get a bit more swing. Places herself into the cage, ready for off the box.
Yeah, trying for a box office hit here. Amelia spinning about.
Trying to get the momentum steady, which she gets. Lovely stuff. It is one of the most underrated moves, I think, there. I'd be stuck there for ages trying to just get the correct swing generation straight away. And
Whoa!
She gets the tech! Lovely stuff. It almost looked like for a second she didn't have it, but miraculously saves it right at the final moment.
All right, Amelia getting on to the end of that floating boards track. Amelia, hand over hand, almost had a hand on a hand, but skin is not grippy as you would expect, so don't grab your own hand.
Here we move Amelia Keating now. I think she might be starting to feel a bit of the burn now, trying to shake out. She still has 3 very long obstacles to take on for the end of this course right here. The first of which being Bury the Hatchet. 2 minutes 25. She's going to try her best to move on through here. She just saw Seda Magtoto go down, and she knows what she has to do. A lot of time still, but the retries are also still available. And it looks like she's going to need to use one for the cliffs. She's slipping out.
Okay, maybe she's a little more pumped than we thought, Billy. Amelia, maybe the burn is more than we thought.
Here she goes. Can't afford another slip out here on this obstacle now. Really got to move on through. Trying to go. We can see the fingertips slipping.
No!
And she's down. Sadly, Amelia Keating going to lock herself in second overall. Still a very good job. That was very, very difficult there. We saw her move through, gliding across every single move possible throughout this course, but then the pump really started to follow through with her right up to Bury the Hatchet, and that's where things started to defold.
Yeah, but still can keep her head held up high. That is our top 4 for the Premier Series finals. Though, with that said, one of our athletes has already qualified, so I believe everyone here will be punching their ticket to Modus.
Absolutely. With Seda Magtoto already qualifying from the fit set competition, we're going to be seeing Clarissa Morris, Lily Brown-John, Seda, Amelia, and Nora taking home finalist tickets ready to go for Motus in only a month's time now. So we're going to be seeing these guys later on within the month. And with that being said, we now turn the attention over to the elite males. The lively lads are going to be taking on this challenge course, and I'm sure that they've got some surprises up their sleeves.
No doubt in my mind, but they've got a crazy set of obstacles that lay wake. You can see some of them right there. I believe that is Jeremy and Shaden. Wow. And I'm a little worried, but I think they can do it. I believe it is the high flying that stick out to me, and also the bar cuffs. Oh, the bar cuffs.
We have had an absolutely brilliant weekend so far. Literally the final division of the weekend about to be started with our elite males right here. Kane, it's been absolutely brilliant so far. All of the divisions putting on clinics. One of the best ways to finish it out with the elites.
Yeah, no doubt. I wonder who's going to be the one to pull ahead and get the Premier Series victory. Could Makayo go 2 for 2?
It's definitely possible. We could see a first place from any of these guys. The field is so similar when it comes to all of them, but all of them have different attributes where they strive. Some of them may be good in speed. Some of them may be better in tech. Power might be one of their like proper strong suits when it comes to ninja courses like this. Anything can come through, but I think all around these guys need to have an equal base to be the best in every single area of this incredible division we call the Elites.
Very true, and tech is going to be ever so important on the latter half of this challenge course. Of course, the bar cuffs is the big, big one, but I mean, that also includes stuff like the battering, in addition to the bury the hatchet, the salmon slammer. This course has it all, man.
Indeed, they do. So many brilliant obstacles designed by Jaden Welch. I'm absolutely loving the stuff that he's been doing over the course of this season. And due to him also being a course designer, he'll be invited back for the Premier Series finals. That's another point that we haven't really mentioned. All of the course designers from each of these competitions through the Premier Series are invited back to compete at the finals in Motus to really show off their contribution to the season. And I'm really excited because Jaden made the trip out to Ferox in 2023 and competed in finals there to very good success. So I'm excited to see what he can do if he's moving out to finals at Motus this year.
Oh, I didn't even think of that. Yeah, good point. Now I'm sweating. Well,
okay, ready for our first runner right now. We have Shaden Affleck, who managed to get the lowest time on the placement course. Got last place, Sally. That's going to mean he's going to be the guinea pig on quite a few adjustments here for the elite male variation of this challenge course. Going to be quite the ride out here for all of these guys now. Shaden going to be coming along through. The timer moving in now, coming out of Chilliwack, British Columbia. Me and Enzo were talking yesterday. That's like one of the best city names ever, Chilliwack.
oh yeah. Chilliwack, Affleck. That rhymes.
Here he goes now. Looks like that he's not going to use the left bar from the second to the third grab. They're going to save him a bit of time as he now comes along through to hammer time.
Honestly, knowing our course designers, I would not be surprised if the sidebars were just not allowed.
Yeah, I think that might be the case, honestly. It's definitely possible. We can see Shaden trying his best to build some momentum on this hammer, taking quite a bit of time here. But there we go. Nice little underbar technique. Now moving through into spin hop. We're going to take hold of this ring and glide across a large section of Life Force as a Jim and move on through straight away into the spin hoppers.
Yeah, you know, that's really common with Life Force courses, is that you just go like hurtling across the floor. Oh!
Oh, wow! Just taking like a massive jump without reaching out for the boot scoot. Had a bit of a jolt while taking it, but was just able to carry the momentum to the nth degree, essentially. And also looks like one of the steps on striding has been taken out.
All right. Shaden opting for the chalk and considering what's about to be in his grasp. I don't blame him. And honestly,
Ooh! Rookie mistake there. Just misses the bar on his initial jump there. So we're going to take a retry. Definitely not wanting to use it there, I'd assume.
Okay,
he takes it a second time.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about, man, with the you don't even think about that move, but Shaden only going to have one attempt here. And it's not going to be enough.
That's going to be it. It's sad that he had to basically waste a retry there on the high flying because he didn't know what I think you have to slot your fingers into the box now. He didn't know how that felt like. So now he's going to be thoroughly disappointed, I'd assume, with that result. But still put on quite a good result there. All things considered, that skip on the boot scoot was crazy. But now let's take a closer look here. Tried to just get it into the slot, but couldn't. Needs to really, I'd assume probably getting a bit more height on that obstacle to play around with your finger placement is the best way to go about it.
Yeah, no kidding. We are down to our final 5 of the entire weekend. Just like that, Jeremy Johnson, he already qualified in the fit set qualifier. He placed 4th, though, so I'm assuming he wants to go a little higher than that.
He's trying to save every single bit of time possible. He knows the pace where he needs to move at. We're seeing Lynx. Yes, finally, that move. I've been waiting for that move the whole time this weekend, and we finally get to see it. And Jeremy's coming through 7 seconds ahead of Shaden right here.
You know what they say, Billy? As a wise man once said, every course is a speed course. And Jeremy proving that sentiment true.
Here he goes. Okay, on the edge of that box there, but not going to phase him.
Jeremy spinning about, leaping and bounding, but that
spun
bound
out
was sketchy.
From the bottom of the platform, it just spun out from underneath him. It'd be a shame if it were to go out here as well. 24.5 seconds ahead of Shaden to this point. Nearly tried to stop himself from moving. Now he's in a bit of a pickle. He's got to try his best to spin around quite carefully as he tries to make the grab up to the rings above him.
No. Oh, in that kind of downward spiral, Jeremy, get out of there. Oh,
oh yes, barely. So it looks like the meta for the elites is that they have no ring to take on the boot scoot with. They got to go straight into it from a spinning platform. That's brutal there from Jaden Welch.
Man, leave it up to Jaden to make even the early parts of this course diabolical.
Gonna try his best to hook it in. Yes, that's what I was saying about having a bit more height on that grab, giving himself a bit more time. And the links here, Jeremy Johnson knows no fear.
Jeremy, it takes courage, it takes bravery to get through all that, but he's got a whole lot more if he wants that buzzer.
There he goes, does the 180 and takes the bat with him for the funsies. I don't know. Here he goes, 2:25 as he comes onto cat grab. Okay there, buddy. Bit of a tough grab there. Could have linked out of it. But now 2:15 as he grabs hold of the cane and is now progressing through the course.
Yeah, well, we've seen that he can be like Batman, but through the rest of this course, we got to see if he's like Robin, if he can fly away.
Here he moves, gonna take more chalk. Bury the Hatchet is up next. He's still got an obstacle. He's still got a retry left even, but it isn't 2 retries. Having 2 retries to this point in the Elite Male division is very beneficial, but we're gonna see him move on through here. Chalking up, really needs to have a honed in approach to the 180 jump here and the rest of the Hatchet involvement.
Yeah, still all things considered, he's got some leeway, but you can see the final little row of rocks has been removed. Still, though, Jeremy gets it just right.
He's going to try his best to move on through the top of Life Force here, the highest that we've been so far in this area of the gym, trying to hook it into the slider. 2 hands on the axe, and he's made it to the bar now. He can move on through to the green bar, and now still with that retry intact, he's made it past the longest obstacle, now coming into Salmon Slammer.
That said, though, time is starting to be a bit of a factor. With a minute, these obstacles in front are a bit time-consuming, so he can't play around much longer.
Here we go. Jeremy Johnson coming along through, taking that bar all the way to the bottom to bring the ramp back up to its stationary position. Now he's coming along through, going to jump up twice on the salmon ladder. And now try his best to move on back.
Oh, beautiful. Jeremy on the final obstacle, but with 30 seconds, I think he's only, I don't know. It depends on how this first attempt goes.
Here he goes. 20 seconds now. Really needs to hone in on his bar tech. First move has not been gotten. Didn't have enough height and distance. Just has to have that little bit more power that we know he's got.
Okay, well, this is gonna be troubling. Jeremy, even if he gets that move, he's still got 2 pretty iffy moves in front of him. So I don't know. Jeremy fighting an uphill battle.
Gonna try his best. 10 seconds remain now. Can he get the grab?
Oh!
He can! Turns him into the stationary position, but couldn't unlock it and go into the cradle. Jeremy Johnson down. He's very happy with how that went, though. Smiles on his face.
Ah, man, but such a great run. Taking it all the way to the end of the course. You can't do it much better than that, honestly. He made that move into the reverse grab. I thought that was going to be way much more of a stopgap for our elites. But hey, I'm glad to see it taken down on our second run.
Jeremy has really set the standard with how it's going to go for the rest of the elite males. And from every single run past this, we're going to be seeing someone lock in a place for the Motus Finals. Out here, Jeremy Johnson putting on an absolute show for us. We could see here making the first move on the techie bar brawl. If anything, you really got to fight with it, dance with the bar almost. It's crazy work. But now 4 more athletes left, starting with Avery Burder. Out here, we're going to be seeing who our first elite survivor is for the finals.
All right, Avery on the move. Now, I do believe that Jeremy and Makayo are already locked in, so I believe everyone is eligible here, but Avery still taking it seriously.
You can see him here moving across onto the wall, climbing up it, coming out of Las Vegas, Nevada. More of the West Coast being involved in the Life Force competitions. We love to see everyone coming together for the Premier Series. We've seen so much involvement throughout different teams and different gyms represented and states throughout this competition. And it's very, very happy to be seeing everyone just coming together. Avery being one of them. Ooh, very close there. Now then, 3 minutes and a half. Stepping across the spin hopper. Now coming into the giant barrels.
And wow, he had airtime too. Avery, that was beautiful.
He had brilliant control there, going out of the boot scoot as well as the striding steps. And now he's going to move straight in to high flying out here, where he's really going to have to get a bit of height. Nice! Slots him in.
Yeah, I mean, Avery from Vegas, he knows how to play a couple of slot machines, maybe. I don't know.
Just
Avery.
under 3 minutes remain. Off the box. Going to be next up here. Probably going to take one large swing up and then push up out. Lovely. Here he goes. Lands in quite the predicament here. Has to take the 180 and he couldn't slot it in. Just goes above the ring.
Wow, okay. Yeah, that's... I kind of forget how tough of a move that is. To take that off while you're crouched down on that awkward ledge. I don't envy these competitors.
Absolutely. 2 minutes and a half for Avery. Can he get the grab this time? No, he can't. Just hits the edge of the ring there, and that's going to do him in, putting Avery Burder into second place.
Avery did beat that reverse grab, though. That was... I don't even know. That was clean.
Look at him moving through here. Bit of a scare on the spin hopper, honestly, but then made up for it with the confident jump onto the immediate boot scoot there. He was holding it like a steering wheel almost. Not like a cross grip, but kind of like had it both sides. It was really weird. But regardless, he made it all the way to off the box there. But now Kane, he put up an absolutely astonishing placement course run all the way to the very end. But he's going to be looking for another buzzer to add to his collection. We have Gavin White on the start line, getting ready to go on the challenge course at Life Force. This is scary.
Yeah, Gavin. I'm still reeling from that placement course run, but Gavin needs to take this a little bit more conservative, or he can take a quick jaunt across the plank. His choice, really.
Here he goes. I'm fully expecting a link here. He's very powerful. Whoa! Okay, calm down. It's only the beginning.
No way! What is he doing?
Chill, brother. Shut up, mate. This is crazy. Gavin White. We've seen 2 flips and we're on obstacle 3. He needs to chill. He got the world record for the longest lache ever done by a ninja, 20 feet long. And he's trying to remind us of that, it looks like. This is crazy work.
He cannot get away with this, Gavin. This is dirty.
Moving along through now, one-stepping the log. He has a parkour and climbing background. This is really going to help him out on these later grip-orientated obstacles. Now he's taking a rest after all that carnage before this.
I think he was just trying to get some compensation for whiffing the skateboard. But Gavin, now he's taking a breather, which I think is fair enough, really.
Coming along through.
I mean, he's bought himself the time.
Probably going to take a large approach here Is the skip
What?
possible?
Are
The
you
basic
serious?
break of the century!
What are you
Gavin
doing?
White! We need to ban this guy from skipping. This is comical at this point. He's rubbing his hands. He knows what he's doing. The smile is there.
Oh my gosh. Jaden is... I'm sure a wide array of emotions are going through him. Maybe he's
Jaden
proud.
is in metaphorical tears at the minute, seeing his course be demolished by the one and only Gavin White. His tech has been improving over the years too.
Oh no!
Oh, but not now! Gavin is going to have to take a retry here. I did not expect this. A very precise move. He's known for his big, flashy laches, as we've seen throughout this run, but he's really going to have to focus on his hand placement on the bat.
Okay, Gavin, come on. Your run can't end here.
Gonna take the even approach to get a bit more force, getting the backswing in the direction he needs. 2 minute 10. Taking the turnaround. Telling moment for Gavin White right now. And he can't get it! No! Gavin White goes down. He's not going to be getting a top 4 place, probably. He's on the bubble, honestly, for top 4 in the grand scheme of things. But we need to take a replay. Look. The 360, no scope, coming through. 2 360s on a different axis. He created the W axis from how many wins this guy was taking on the course.
Man, we need to put this on the Instagram. Everyone needs to see this.
Look at that. Oh my goodness me, dude.
That is run of the weekend.
And it didn't even get like fully 66% of the way through the course, basically. He made it to obstacle 8. And that still had an action-packed run right there. Put him into the circus at this point, I tell you.
Wow. Okay, final 2 athletes, everybody. We have Kai and Makayo. So, both of them are Canadian as well, which is interesting.
We've got Kai Diol coming first out here. One of the Life Force regulars and one of the greatest ninjas in the world, period. He's a very techie ninja. He knows a lot about Bartek, so I think he'll be able to conquer both of the obstacles at the end of this course with a lot of Bartek, but the rest of the course still beckons before it.
All right, yep. Just some bog standard links, or, you know, whatever it takes. I don't judge.
3 minutes 55 as Kai, one of the tallest ninjas in the building currently. He knows how to utilize it. Gonna really help him out on a few obstacles, but on the boot scoots scattered around the course, he's really gonna have to tuck in his lower body.
Yeah, and there are the fair share of boot scoots, especially here. You don't get a lot of time to ease into it, but Kai... Oh, no!
Whoa! That's gonna count as a retry, sadly. He's gonna have to take on striding again. The log spinning fully in action right here. Chalking up. He's probably going to go into the laches after this straight away if he's able to get it this time. Which he does. Lovely.
Okay, let's see. Gavin. I don't think he's going to go for the big Gavin White move.
Ooh, did you see his left hand right there? Kind of stuttered midway, but the thrust in his right hand was so powerful, he was able to make it. Kai Diol. Been here basically every single Premier Series competition, made it out to the finals for both 2023 and 2024, I want to say. Maybe it was just 2023, but here he goes. He's going to take a grasp at the disc with just under 3 minutes on his clock now as he takes on some tech.
Kai, guaranteed podium no matter what happens, and honestly, he could bump ahead of Jeremy.
That was really close there. Grabs onto the bat by only his hands and went over the ring there. This tech really starting to show its true colors.
Wow. A surprising amount of falls on this point in the course. Though I guess it's just a testament to how hard the battering move really is.
Here he goes again. This is a scary prospect as well. If he makes it past this obstacle, he's got no more retries left. Here comes the 180 for Kai Diol. And he's gotten it this time! Lovely stuff. We're going to be seeing the course progress through, but he's out of retries. Anything goes now.
Yeah, I mean, and for all intents and purposes, this is basically a flow course now.
Pretty much. We have over 2 minutes now coming into the Kane area of the cat grab cruiser. A very techie ninja is Kai Diol. He knows Kane tech like the back of his hand. But now time is really going to start ticking on Bury the Hatchet. The pump is starting to set in. He's retried obstacles, which adds to the pump. So now he's really going to put on the afterburners.
Counterpoint though, he did not fall on obstacles that were super pumpy. He fell on balance and he fell on a tech move, which probably wouldn't take that much energy. So he's not feeling the burn too bad, and he's not too far behind Jeremy as well.
Here he moves now. Really needs to try and set the essence out here. 1:25 as he makes the jump out to the second area. Only the right sticks in, but he saves it.
Yeah, I mean, the good thing is with those hatchets is that you only need a little bit of leverage and you'll be in there.
Yeah, but you'll also need a little bit less leverage and then you'll be out of it. And that's more than ever apparent on the slide down here as Kai, one of the tallest ninjas we have here this weekend, is going to come through and make the dismount, getting ready for the Salmon Slammer. Bartek is in Kai's wheelhouse to the nth degree. He's going to be chalking up. He could probably do this in a full send if he wanted to.
Yeah, honestly, though, he's got to move. 45 seconds is not what you want at this point. Even with two obstacles, these two obstacles are pretty long and intensive.
Here he goes. 35 has been shouted in the Life Force gym. And he gets No, he doesn't. He's down. Kai Diol taking second place currently, making it to just before the Bartek. Honestly, I really wanted to see him take it on. I think he could have had it. But regardless, still an incredible run, using the height of his body to his advantage in every way possible.
Yeah, we were singing the songs about Kai and bars, but it will elude him. But hey, second place with only one more athlete left to go. He can't be too upset with that. And he's put on a show at the end of the day. What a
save that was as well. Really close to falling out with that bat there. Tucking his legs in at the last possible second. Flawlessly going through the next couple of obstacles. But then the Salmon Slammer, the first move, is just what got to him with the cliffs there. Awesome save on Bury the Hatchet. Then he comes into these cliffs with just the slip on the right hand. I think if his right hand held on, he would have had it.
All right, and then there was one. Makayo Stammer, the only one left.
I have competed against Makayo before when he was in the amateur division, more so in the young adult division at Worlds, but he made the jump up to Elite out here for the Premier Series, and it's apparent to see why. He is so fast when it comes through to everything. The links are unimaginable from Makayo in every move possible, and he's already onto Hammer Time.
Yeah, just like his fellow fit set athlete, Jeremy, this is what we've come to expect. Whoa!
Hey! Have a look at that, Makayo Stammer wanting to put on a show, literally the Stow Shopper, for the final run of the weekend, flying away when possible. No! Oh no! Karma, if anything, going through on Giant Barrels. He's going to have to take the first of his two retries here.
Okay, that's not ideal, but Makayo can still bring it back.
Here he goes, having a lot of control on the barrel, and he gets the boot scoot. Yes, lovely.
Okay, that puts him in a little bit of a time deficit, but Makayo, this is still more than doable. If we know what he's capable of, that is.
Right, 3 minutes and 10 seconds remain as he carries through a lot of momentum from the original jump into the cliff box. Lovely stuff as he then starts to link moves and force his way into that cage right there. Just under 3 minutes ticks through as he's now just 10 seconds behind the fastest athlete to this point as he chalks up, getting ready to go for off the box, the first proper tech move. Here he goes, moving along a perfect stick onto the side of the box right there. As he's trying to get his foot orientation right, ready for the jump, which he has not gotten. Wait, no. Yeah, he's going to have to take a retry there. He's going to have to go back due to his legs skimming the bottom. No more retries from this point onward. Very scary for Makayo.
Wow, what a shock. Makayo, I didn't expect him to be out of retries by this point, but now he's got to play with the cards he has been dealt.
Here he moves. That is the solid technique I've been wanting to see all day, kind of having a right angle out of it. And he takes the dismount. Very good right there. Gonna now carry on with the rest of this course now.
Kyle, quick breather. Can he bring it back? It might be a little tough to catch Jeremy, but you never know.
Unlocks the door, links some moves out here. And with 1 minute 50, going to take the cane into fruition. Nice hand adjustment there. You could see one hand on top of the other. A lot less control as opposed to the stance that he has now with it. 1 minute 40 to bury the hatchet. Going to be close.
Yeah, I don't know. The splits are not showing. Digging deep on these ledges. Makayo. These final 3 obstacles just take forever. They're so diabolical how they're placed.
A very large amount of time consumption goes into the last quarter of this course here. And he's going to move on through to the top of the Life Force Heavens on the Bury the Hatchet here as he takes a careful grasp on each of the hatchets, trying to stick it in the slider. Lovely stuff right here. 55 seconds. Not impossible for a buzzer at this point, but I think Makayo is really starting to run out of energy.
Oh, there we go. Now he's in third. Locked in as well. So he's got to beat this if he wants to get into second.
Here we go. 35 as he now comes through into the Salmon Slammer, the final lane of the weekend. Here he goes. The attempt is going to be imminent as he tries to grab onto these cliffs, and he's on it. Here he goes. Just needs to get the sideways momentum to try and pop up to the bar, and he can't get it. He's down and out into third place right then and there. Makayo Stammer putting in a show for the final runner of the weekend.
Ah, man, it's all over. The Life Force qualifiers, just like that, come to an end. It's almost a mirror image. Look at that flyaway, too. Jeremy is the one that pulled into first with Makayo in third. I believe those placements were flipped in fifth set.
Possibly, yeah. We see here Makayo making that boot scoot. Small incidental foot tap, but who cares? We move on through the course regardless. A lot of tech shown off within the rest of this course here. Got to the cliff ledge, but I think at this point he was fully starting to run out of energy as he tried to just force his way into the Salmon Slammer, but his backhand slipped out, leaving him on the floor. But Kane, that is going to be it for our Life Force qualifier, the final 2 divisions of the Elite Males and the Elite Females. Jeremy Johnson taking home first place, followed by Kai, Makayo, Avery, Gavin, and Shaden coming through. Well done to all of you guys. Absolutely brilliant. Yeah, Jeremy and Makayo already coming through from first and third place in the Elite Division from Fitset about a month ago at this point. Well done to all of our Elite Females as well. Congratulations to Nora Brown-John getting another first place. Amelia Keating getting second place. Seda Magtoto, who already qualified at Fitset, and Lily Brown-John in fourth, and Clarissa Morris in fifth. All of them have qualified for the Premier Series finals in Lee Summit, Missouri at Motus. Kane, that's a wrap.
That is a wrap. Wow. I mean, you were here all weekend. This was just... I knew when we got another Life Force qualifier, we were going to see something great. That's just customary from Jaden at this point. He's won the award for Best Course Designer 2 years in a row, which is very well deserved, as you can see here. Billy, why don't you talk about the next qualifiers, the remainder of this season while we're at it?
We haven't got too many left, as a matter of fact. We have 2 more qualifiers, the next of which is going to be Dexterity Depot next week in Campbell, Pennsylvania on the 26th and 27th of October, courtesy of Matt Bradley. Absolutely brilliant stuff he's going to be doing out there. The week after that is going to be True Function in Swindon in the UK. I'm going to be competing at that one on the second day in November. It's going to be very exciting for that one. And then 3 weeks afterward, it is going to be the big one, the Premier Series Finals, where we are getting to see all of our brilliant Life Force qualifiers in the Elite Division moving on to the Premier Series Finals on the 22nd and 23rd of November. You guys are not going to want to miss it at all. Kane, final thoughts to close out?
Yeah, that was amazing. The Elite Division never ceases to amaze me. There you can see the podium being shown on your screen. That was, oh my gosh. There was a lot of funny business, but also a lot of talent. We saw a couple buzzers. We almost had one in the Elite Challenge course as well. But yeah, that will do it for the Life Force qualifiers for Billy Dixie and Kane Malden. This has been the Life Force qualifiers. Good night, everybody.
See you next time for Dexterity Depot. Stay tuned.
Dixie Online.